We're in Moscow tonight. We're here to interview the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. We'll be doing that soon. There are risks to conducting an interview like this, obviously, so we thought about it carefully over many months. Here's why we're doing it. First, because it's our job. We're in journalism. Our duty is to inform people. 2 years into a war that's reshaping the entire world, most Americans are not informed. They have no real idea what's happening in this region, here in Russia or 600 miles away in Ukraine. But they should know. They're paying for much of it in ways they might not fully yet perceive.
A few moments later.
Tucker Carlson still doesn't have a job. He's in Moscow house hunting, I hope. But no, actually, Tucker is there to interview Vladimir Putin, which is so overtly ridiculous. He put out a preemptive video to nervously explain why he's doing this. Vladimir Putin, he's a murderer, he's a war criminal, he hates America, he hates everything America stands for. He's a liar and a propagandist, but Tuck thinks we just need to hear him out.
Not a single Western journalist has bothered to interview the president of the other country involved in this conflict, Vladimir Putin.
I love involved in this conflict. It's like saying that in Jaws, the great white shark was involved in the biting.
Yeah, that's not funny.
So I'm sure at this point everyone is well aware that Tucker Carlson recently traveled to Russia to interview Russian President Vladimir Putin. And I believe that interview will be appearing tonight at 6 p.m. on the X platform, formerly known as Twitter. And quick disclaimer, I'm kind of biased when talking about this because, well, Tucker's basically my neighbor. All right, he's not my neighbor. He lives about 45 minutes away from me, but for time's sake, we'll just say he's my neighbor. Now, this is causing a complete media meltdown, to no one's surprise. However, others are melting down, like politicians, these so-called late-night comedians, and average citizens like this fella who we'll hear from in just a second who claims to be a veteran. So that's what we'll focus on in today's video, is these insane responses to Tucker Carlson traveling to Russia to do this interview. Now, as an avid watcher of Tucker Carlson, my view on his politics is that he's definitely not a Democrat, but he's not a staunch Republican either. He's been very critical of the Republican Party. He called out Ted Cruz for calling the J6 protesters terrorists. He called out Greg Abbott many times for not closing the Texas border a lot sooner. He despises people like Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell and Nikki Haley. And he's been very critical of Trump, and he's definitely not a Putin shill, but that's just my opinion on it. I could be wrong. Let's hear what this fine gentleman has to say. Roll it.
You know, I'm so fucking sick and tired of these motherfuckers in this country, especially Trump and the motherfucking Republican Party and scumbags like Tucker Carlson, who make Putin a great guy. Let me tell you something. I did 20 years and 28 fucking days in the United States Navy willingly. I was involved in 2 wars. One, I was in country, and one, I worked in the Pentagon. Okay? No Republican in the past would be okay with them normalizing Putin and taking his fucking side. You rotten, evil motherfucking bastards. You're not Americans, you're fucking traitors. You're motherfucking traitors, and I'm so sick and motherfucking tired of you people, it's not even funny. It's disgusting what you are. But you don't care, because you do it because Trump is owned by fucking Putin. And you weasel Tucker Carlson. But you cry when the guy confronted you in front of your daughter. Oh, don't say that too loud, my daughter is there. Man, fuck you. You sorry ass I wish you'd step in the fucking ring with me. Step in the fucking ring with me for charity. 3 rounds, Tucker. 3 fucking rounds, you weasel fuck. But you won't do it. And you damn right I called out your wife too. She's complicit to your treason. You rotten little son of a bitch. Fuck you. Fuck the motherfucking Republicans. And fuck anybody in this motherfucking country that thinks Putin is a great guy.
Who the f*** do you think you are, you crazy little shit?
Wow. He seemed pleasant. Now, if you're wondering how people get that propagandized to honestly believe that Tucker Carlson is some kind of Putin mouthpiece, it's because all they do is watch shows like this with Bernett of CNN. Now, first, we're going to watch a clip of Aaron Bernett talking about Tucker going to Russia. This was actually before Tucker came out and announced he would be doing the interview. Then, we're going to watch a clip of Aaron Bernett interviewing the man himself, Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. The difference is simply astounding. Roll it.
The word reset, a massive shakeup in Kyiv coming as Putin is trying to court the MAGA GOP in the United States. In fact, one of the leaders of the MAGA GOP is in Moscow tonight. It's the man you see here with the MAGA leader Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson. Possibly there in Moscow to interview Putin. Definitely there as a Putin-supporting celebrity. Just listen to how Russian state media is breathlessly celebrating his visit.
Independent journalist Tucker Carlson has flown to Russia from the U.S. via Turkey to Vnukovo Airport. He saw Spartacus Ballet at the Bolshoi Theater, had lunch in a nice restaurant, went for a ride around town, rode the subway. He charged his smartphone via a USB port and connected to a fast and free Wi-Fi internet.
He charged his phone, although they're knowing the details about the fact that it was during USB port may give him reason to think twice about all of this. But look at them talking about him like a celebrity. Everything he does on camera, breathlessly repeated. Now, it is unclear if an interview between Putin and Carlson will take place, but if it does, it gives Putin a chance to sit down with a big supporter.
It might be worth asking yourself, since it is getting pretty serious, what is this really about? Why do I hate Putin so much? Has Putin ever called me a racist? Has he threatened to get me fired for disagreeing with him? Does he eat dogs? These are fair questions, and the answer to all of them is no. Vladimir Putin didn't do any of that.
I'll actually always remember watching that clip. I was standing in Ukraine 48 hours before the war began there. Well, Carlson then stood by Putin consistently all the way through. And that is why he can go to Moscow now without any fear of being summarily imprisoned. He's a hero. This was Putin's mouthpiece in the United States, somebody who had turned a blind eye to the atrocities committed by Putin because they were happening far away.
What did you say? What the did you just say?
It gives Putin a chance to sit down with the big supporter.
She's fit for a straitjacket. This broad's 3 ways towards the weekend.
Meanwhile,
As a human being, so many people look up to you. They rely on you. No one can imagine how hard that is. Do you do anything for yourself? Are you ever able to take a minute to read or to listen to music or something to sort of give yourself that a moment?
I have such moments, important, to be in silence, to be alone.
Dad, I think he's gonna pork her.
He's not gonna pork her, Rusty. Just eat, okay?
Alone, how can I be alone? Alone, I can be with music, it's true, or with a book. And early in the morning, when there are no sounds in...
No air raid sirens.
No people, nobody. I mean, the people, our staff. I mean, nobody is in my cabinet, nobody. I can just read, think, and the music helps, really.
What music do you like?
Oh, I like AC/DC and Ukrainian music. Of course, I like Ukrainian music a lot because Ukrainian, that's native language. That's why you understand not only music, you understand the words and etc. AC/DC, I don't understand all the words because of... But
you like the music.
Yeah, I like energy of AC/DC. I like Eric Clapton, a lot of Guns N' Roses. Maybe it's too old music for...
I understand. We're the same. We're the same.
I love it.
I think he is, Dad.
He may pork her, Russ. Just eat, okay?
No, it's important to have sometimes at 6, 7 in the morning, some trainings.
Workout.
Yes, workouts, or to do something with music, with such music, which gives you energy for all the day.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
So there you have it, Aaron Bernett. Now, I'm not sure if she was actually interviewing Zelensky or they were on a first date, but she was obviously very critical of Tucker going to Russia to interview Putin. Now here we have the one and only Hillary Clinton herself weighing in on the matter. Roll it.
It is not just Donald Trump who is parroting Putin's lines. Tucker Carlson, who is, a band leader, if you will, for this faction of Republicans who are defeating these bills, was in Moscow interviewing Vladimir Putin. I asked Secretary Clinton about that journalistic endeavor, and this is what she had to say. Tucker Carlson is in Moscow right now interviewing Vladimir Putin.
Right.
The first American, I'll say, journalist to interview Putin since the war in Ukraine began. What does that tell you about Tucker Carlson and right-wing media and also Vladimir Putin?
Well, it shows me what I think we've all known. He's what's called a useful idiot. I mean, if you actually read translations of what's being said on Russian media, they make fun of him. I mean, he's like a puppy dog. He somehow has, after having been fired from so many outlets in the United States, I would not be surprised if he emerges with a contract with a Russian outlet, because he is a useful idiot. He says things that are not true. He parrots Vladimir Putin's pack of lies about Ukraine. So I don't see why Putin wouldn't give him an interview, because through him, he can, continue to lie about what his, objectives are in Ukraine and what he expects to see happen. It's really quite sad that not just somebody like Tucker Carlson, who has, as I said, been fired so many times because he seems unable to, correlate his reporting with the truth, but also because it's a sign that there are people in this country right now who are like a fifth column for Vladimir Putin. And why? I don't know. I mean, why are certain Republicans throwing their lot in? Why are, other Americans basically believing Putin? Why did Trump believe Putin more than our 11 intelligence agencies?
I don't know. Do you have a working theory on that?
I do have a working theory. But it's more than just the political partisan advantage. There is a yearning for leaders who can and imprison their opponents, destroy the press, lead a life that is one of impunity, unbound by any laws. There's a yearning among certain people in our country for that kind of leadership, and I find that absolutely gobsmacking terrifying.
What the hell did you just say?
Well, it shows me what I think we've all known. He's what's called a useful idiot.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
So there you have it. The mainstream media, the establishment, they're panicking. They're in meltdown mode. And it begs the question, what are they afraid of the American people and the rest of the world hearing when this interview between Tucker and Vladimir Putin is released? Now, I could make an hour-long video showing you guys all the clips of the media talking heads and all the craziest tweets about this interview, but I'm going to wrap it up with this 2-minute compilation clip of these propagandists trying to convince everybody that Tucker and Putin are the bad guys. Not them, it's Tucker and Putin. Anyway, guys, things are clearly getting very crazy out there. I hope you enjoyed this video. We did things a little different, but please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
Am I allowed to say his name?
Yes,
His name is Tucker Carlson, and he is the only American journalist who has been able to interview Putin since the invasion in 2022.
Tucker Carlson is not a journalist, not even close.
He kind of just walks right into Moscow and presents himself on a silver platter to the Kremlin, doing the Kremlin's job of misinforming, disinforming the American population.
His explanation of why he's doing it, that he's a journalist and he needs to inform people, he can call himself whatever he wants. I think his work is demonstrable as not being just about giving people information. He has a point of view, and often it's not aligned with the facts.
Putin talks to an American friend, the Russian president turning to right-wing conspiracy theorist Tucker Carlson.
And it comes as Kremlin propagandist Tucker Carlson, a leading voice of the right-wing disinformation campaign, is in Moscow. Ironically, he is there in the name of keeping Americans informed, sitting down for an interview with Vladimir Putin.
Tucker Carlson is neither a journalist
nor a reporter, but he has played one on TV.
Tucker Carlson still doesn't have a job. He's in Moscow house hunting, I hope. But no, actually, Tucker is there to interview Vladimir Putin, which is so overtly ridiculous.
Tucker Carlson interviewing Vladimir Putin may not be mean much to you, but for Trump, this is like watching OnlyFans.
This is insane. You see in sharp relief a Republican Party that is now doing Vladimir Putin's bidding. Donald Trump always did, and somebody that we know, that we used to know, going over, doing Vladimir Putin's bidding.
It was striking again yesterday to see Republicans across the board, and maybe some of them are doing Vladimir Putin's bidding, but really they're doing Donald Trump's bidding, which is Vladimir Putin's.
What a bunch of bullshit.
And you ain't black.